intense heat, they project in a parallel beam against any object they choose, by means of a polished parabolic mirror of unknown composition, much as the mirror of a lighthouse projects a beam of light. That is my conjecture of the origin of the heat ray.
Thank you, Professor Pearson. Ladies and gentlemen, here is a bulletin from Trenton. It is a brief statement informing us that the charred body of Carl Phillips has been identified in a Trenton hospital. Now here's another bulletin from Washington, D.C. Office of the Director of the National Red Cross. Reports 10 units of Red Cross emergency workers have been assigned to the headquarters of the state militia stationed outside Grover's Mill, New Jersey. Here's a bulletin from State Police, Princeton Junction. That fires at Grover's Mill and vicinity are now under control. Scouts report all quiet in the pit and no sign of life appearing from the mouth of the cylinder. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special statement from Miss Harriet McDonald, Vice President in charge of operations.
We have received a request from militia at Trident to place at their disposal our entire broadcasting facilities. In view of the gravity of the situation and believing that radio has a responsibility to serve in the public interest at all times, we are turning over our facilities to the state militia at Trident.
We take you now to the field headquarters of the state militia near Grover's Mill, New Jersey.
This is Captain Lansing of the Signal Corps, attached to the state militia now engaged in military operations in the vicinity of Grover's Mill. The cylindrical object, which lies in a pit directly below our position, is surrounded on all sides by 8 battalions of infantry. All cause for alarm, if ever such existed, is now entirely unjustified. The things, whatever they are, do not even venture to poke their heads above the pit. I can see their hiding place plainly from the glare of the searchlight here. I can make out khaki uniforms crossing back and forth in front of the lights. There appears to be some smoke in the woods, probably from fire started by campers. One of the companies is deploying to the left flank. Now wait a minute, I see something on top of the cylinder. It's something moving, solid metal, kind of shield-like affair rising up out of the top of the cylinder. It's going higher and higher. Why, it's standing on legs, actually rearing up on a sort of metal framework. Now it's reaching above the trees and the searchlights are on it. Hold on!
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a great announcement to make. Incredible as it may seem, both the observations of science and the evidence of our eyes lead to the inescapable assumption that these strange beings who landed in the Jersey farmlands tonight are the vanguard of an invading army from the planet Mars. The battle which took place tonight at Grover's Mill has ended in one of the most startling defeats ever suffered by an army in modern times. 7,000 men armed with rifles and machine guns pitted against a single fighting machine of the invaders from Mars. 120 known survivors, the rest strewn over the battlefield. Grover's Mill to Plainsboro crashed and the temple and trampled to death from the metal feet of the monster, or burned to cinders by its heat ray. The monster is now in control of the middle section of the New Jersey and has effectively cut the state through its center. Communication lines are down from Pennsylvania to the Atlantic Ocean. Railroad tracks torn and service from New York to Philadelphia discontinued, except routing some trains through Allentown and Phoenixville. Highways to the north, south, and west are clogged with frantic human traffic. Police and army reserves unable to control the mad flight. By morning, the fugitives have swelled Philadelphia, Camden, and Trenton. It is estimated over twice their normal population, and this time martial law prevails throughout New Jersey and the eastern Pennsylvania. We now take you to Washington for a special broadcast of the national emergency, the Secretary of the Interior. Citizens of the nation, I shall try not to conceal the gravity of the situation that confronts the country, nor the concern of our government in protecting the lives and property of its people. However, I wish to impress upon you, private citizens and public officials, all of you, the urgent need of calm and resourceful action. Fortunately, this formidable enemy is still confined to a comparatively small area, and we may place our faith in the military forces to keep them there. In the meantime, placing our faith in God, we must continue the performance of our duties, each and every one of us, so that we may confront this destructive adversary with a nation united, courageous, and consecrated to the preservation of human supremacy on this earth. I thank you. You've just heard the Secretary of the Interior speaking from Washington. Bulletins too numerous to read are piling up in the studio here. We are informed the central position of New Jersey is blacked out from radio communication due to the effect of the heat ray on power lines and electrical equipment.